despacito. Vamos a hacerlo en una playa en Puerto Rico, hasta que las olas griten ay bendito, para que mi sello se quede contigo. Pasito a pasito, suave suavecito, lo vamos pegando poquito a poquito. Enseñes a mi boca tus lugares favoritos. Favorito, favorito. Pasito a pasito, suave suavecito, lo vamos pegando poquito a poquito. Hasta provocar tus gritos y que olvides tu apellido. Despacito.
And now, please welcome the First Lady of the City of New York, Chirlane McCray.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hola, buenas tardes. I can't hear you. Come on, hola. That's better. Now, anyone who knows me well knows that Puerto Rico holds a special place in mi corazón. When Bill and I started dating, our first travels were to Ponce, Luquillo, Utuado. And we love the beauty of the island. We love the mofongo. But most of all, we fell in love with la gente, with the people, the rhythm, and the passion for la vida. So much of New York City's culture, New York City's personality, and strength can be traced back to the island and our Puerto Rican community. We wait for the train. We need that strength now more than ever as we recover from this pandemic. So what is strength? Sometimes being strong means getting up and going to work when you don't want to. Sometimes being strong means getting vaccinated, even though you're afraid. Sometimes being strong means having the courage to talk to someone when you might be experiencing anxiety or depression or drinking a little bit too much beer. Now, anyone can reach out to a grandparent, a friend, a priest, and anyone can always speak to a trained counselor in New York City for free, in confidence, someone who speaks your language and listens with compassion. All you have to do is call 1-888-NYC-WELL. Can you please say that number with me? 1-888-NYC-WELL. You gotta do a little better than that. All right? 1-888-NYC-WELL. Much better, but I'm gonna ask you to do it one more time. 1-888-NYC-WELL. Much better. I want you to remember that number because it is a sign of strength to ask for help if you need it. And you can call for a loved one, someone, close to you, a child, a parent, a spouse. If our communities are to come back stronger, we need everyone to be healthy in mind and body. Now, I want to introduce a man who has done an incredible job of making sure every New Yorker has health care that includes mental health care through our NYC Care program. He's also my traveling partner, and I know he can put down some mofongo. Okay. Mi esposo guapo, mi amor, our mayor, Bill de Blasio.
Muchísimas gracias a todos. Everyone, it is a joy to be back together, isn't it? This is the beginning of things getting better and better in this city, opening up, getting back together. This is the beginning of the summer of New York City. Now, I'm going to talk about this community in a moment, but I will divulge to you for the first time ever that when Chirlane and I went to Puerto Rico in 1992, we engaged in a very controversial exercise. It was our personal mofongo tour of Puerto Rico, comparing the different kinds of mofongo in the different parts of Puerto Rico, the different toppings you could have on your mofongo. I ate a whole lot of mofongo, and I was a better person for it. Mofongo is a health food. I want you to know that. Don't listen to the doctors. Okay. Everyone, we have some great guests with us. We are so appreciative that folks are here to celebrate the Puerto Rican community and all it means to this city, and especially what it has meant during this crisis we faced together. I want to thank those gathered with me on the stage. Councilmember Diana Ayala, former Speaker Melissa Mark Viverito, Senator Brian Benjamin, and Borough President Gail Brewer. And special thanks to two members of my administration here, our Commissioner for Community Affairs, Roberto Perez, and our Director of the Mayor's Office of Criminal Justice, Marcos Soler. Also representing the City of New York, the NYPD, and the amazing band. Let's thank them. So, here at La Marqueta, where is there a better place in New York City? This is the ultimate place to feel the spirit of the Puerto Rican community and all it has meant. This place has been a part of the heart and soul of the community from 1936 till now, just as the community was starting to grow and as it flourished in this city. We have to understand that this city went through the greatest crisis in our history. Last year and this year, the greatest crisis in our history. Why did we make it through? Why did we persevere? Because of our people. Because our people are strong. And the Puerto Rican people are the essence of New York City. Hundreds of thousands of people who kept this city going no matter what. I don't need to tell you, Puerto Rico's been through so much itself lately. COVID and the earthquakes and Hurricane Maria, too much for one island to bear, and yet the Puerto Rican people fought through. And we, as New Yorkers, said we needed to be there for Puerto Rico no matter what, and we sent our employees to help, and we sent medicine, and we sent support, and we said we will be with Puerto Rico no matter what, and always, siempre. So today, we celebrate that amazing feeling when you go through hell and you come out the other side. That's what we've done together. We've proven more than we ever knew what we meant to each other, what we could do for each other. And now you see New York City coming back to life. You see East Harlem coming back to life. You see neighborhoods all over the city. The energy, the spirit. And what is abundantly clear is there's no stopping New York City. Never. There is no stopping New York City. And we knew a long time ago there's no stopping Puerto Rico. There's no stopping the Puerto Rican community of New York City. Que viva Puerto Rico! Now, I'm going to tell you a quick little story. I love this, and it's going to lead into our honoree. And we could not have a better honoree today to celebrate this community and all it means, not just to this city, but to this country. COVID hits, and there's confusion, and there's fear, and there's concern. And then we get the vaccine, and there's confusion about the vaccine. And the very thing that we need to save us, people are hesitant about. I don't blame a single person. So much was happening. We'd been through so much. People had fear that they needed answered concerns. They needed to have a voice to be there for them, to see them through. We knew in the Latino communities of the city this was a real need. And if we had ignored the fear or the confusion, we wouldn't have been serving people. Someone had to answer that. We tried as the city of New York in many, many ways, but we needed some friends to help us. And we needed some voices that people would hear and feel deeply. So a few months ago, the idea came together to put out videos that would reassure, that would answer the questions and concerns, that would spread truth. And one of the great voices in these videos is the Executive Vice President and Chief Medical Officer at Wyckoff Heights Medical Center in Brooklyn. He does great things for this city. I want to first thank him. He happens to be related to our honoree, but I want to thank Gustavo Del Toro for all he has done for this city. And the video spoke with a truth and an honesty that helped people to feel better, to feel clear, to come forward and get the vaccine, to know the vaccine was safe and free and effective. It helped, hold on, it only takes a second. You can keep talking over it, but I'm going to give it a second. Keep talking, okay. It helped that Dr. Del Toro had very, very powerful things to say as a medical doctor, and it helped that one of the hosts of the videos was Zoe Saldana. That never hurts. An incredible actress and someone of incredible social conscience. But the person who brought this all together is our honoree. And he has acted out of his concern for his community he loves, and this city he loves, and did something great for this country in the process too, because by spreading the truth about the vaccine, by helping people to understand what works with the vaccine, we are saving lives, and he has helped to save lives. He has had an amazing career, but I will say personally, I could cite some accolades, but I'm going to make my own personal accolade. I was mesmerized. This is my word, mesmerized by his performance in the movie Traffic, one of the great hero or anti-hero portrayals of our time, for which he won an Academy Award. He later won a Palme d'Or, the Best Actor Award at the Cannes Film Festival, for his portrayal of Che Guevara. Whatever he does, he leaves an incredible imprint. And you see his performance and you can't forget it. He is a proud son of Puerto Rico who studied acting right here in New York City. If you're born in Puerto Rico and educated in New York City, that makes you about as good a human being as you can be. And so I have a proclamation now that I will present as we bring him on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, my pleasure to introduce to you Benicio del Toro. I'm going to read one part of this. Hold that up. Benicio, I don't need to go over all the wonderful things about you. The world knows what you've contributed as an actor and the things you're doing to help people today. I just want to tell you the last line because it's my favorite line. It says, now, I, Bill de Blasio, Mayor of the City of New York, do hereby proclaim Thursday, June 24th, 2021 as Benicio del Toro Day in New York City. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mayor de Blasio, and thank you, First Lady Chirlane. Well, como estamos en familia, I'm going to tell you a little bit about me as an actor. I personally see myself as a link of a long chain of Puerto Rican thespians that have paved the way for me and many of my generation and beyond. Actors like Rita Moreno, Jose Ferrer, Juano Hernandez, Miriam Colón, from the island, Tommy Muñiz, Jacobo Morales, my friend Jose Miguel Agrelot, Awilda Carbia, Héctor Elizondo, Raul Julia, and Jimmy Smith, to name a few. I just see myself as a part of that trajectory, and I hope that one day I might just inspire others that come ahead of me. Regarding the PSA of the vaccines against COVID-19, let me tell you a little bit about how it came about. My brother, Dr. Del Toro, he's a doctor at Wyckoff Hospital in Brooklyn, New York, one of the epicenters of the COVID-19 pandemic. So because of that, I had almost a play-by-play of the incredible efforts that frontline healthcare workers had to face for almost a year. And against all odds. Then we cut to December, and when the first vaccines against COVID-19 hit the ground, it truly felt, not only in New York, but all over the country, like the light, or the world, the light at the end of the tunnel. So, and then maybe 3 or 4 weeks after, in one of my conversations with my brother, he expressed his concern of how low the vaccination rates were among our Latinx communities. And we decided to do something. We decided to have express or explain or give information about the scientific facts of the vaccine in plain English and plain Spanish, so that people can make their own decisions. And, but here's the deal. Both my brother and I were raised that when you do something good, you don't do it for a reward, or you do it for anything in particular, you know. No expectations for a reward or recognition. You do it because it's the right thing to do. So, and if by any chance you get recognized, or you get a proclamation, or you get a day named after you, I was taught to be humble. So, humbled I am. So, and thank you very much. So if you allow me, I'd like to thank, number one, my brother, because he was the one who started this. My colleague and the great, he's right here, but he's shy. Yeah, okay. Yeah, he doesn't like to come out. He's like my cat. I also would like to thank my colleague and the great actress, Zoe Saldana, who took the ball and ran with it. I'd like to thank Junker Productions because they filmed it. I'd like to thank Dr. Talaj and everyone at Somos. Yeah, thank you. And also Henry Munoz and Momento Latino. Now, if I may, I'd like to dedicate this to my uncle, Jose Luis Sanchez, who passed away because of COVID, and to every frontline healthcare worker in New York or Puerto Rico or anywhere in the world. Thank you for what you do. Thank you. Oh, and one more thing. That NYPD band, the salsa band, is a hell of a band, and thank you. All right.
The NYPD Salsa Band has been officially endorsed by Benicio del Toro, okay? It's a big moment, Chief. That's a big endorsement. Everybody, look, how wonderful to have a proud son of this community go so far, an actor celebrate around the world, but listen to the humility in his voice when he talks about the generations that came before, and he talks about what he wants to do to help people here and now through this crisis. I personally found that beautiful and moving. Let's thank Benicio del Toro. Everybody, amen. Everybody, beginning of an amazing summer together, and this is going to be a year to remember, a summer to remember, the summer of New York City, the beginning of the greatest comeback in the history of New York City, and you're going to be the ones to make it happen. Congratulations to everyone. Have a beautiful day, and que viva Puerto Rico!
Congratulations. Congratulations.